Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Hani Ismail from Planning Engineer website. I received a question commonly asking me, Hani, we are working as a planning engineers, but we need to do some freelancing work. How to get freelancing work in the field of the planning? You might be working as an employee, but you need to do some freelancing work in the planning to get some extra income. And since I'm doing a freelancing work in the planning field, and nowadays I am fully doing this job, working as a freelancer and part-time planning manager, I would like to share my experience with you, some few tips and tricks that might help you to have a good work as a freelancer in the planning fields. So, first thing, are you qualified? So, in order to get a freelancer job, you need to be qualified. You need to be able to do this work. And you need to do it in a short time because you will be working another job, otherwise you are not interested in the freelancing basis. So you need to be able to do your job. You need to do it in a short time. So the first thing, are you qualified? If the answer is yes, that is perfectly good. You can go and check the second requirement. But if you are not qualified or you are not very strong in the planning, don't start looking for a freelancer job or a freelancer tasks because it will be a nightmare. You will have your own work, and then you are working in your free time to do this freelancer job. You really will be having some pressure. So in my opinion, if you are not expert in your field, you first need to strengthen your capabilities and skills in the planning. Okay, how, Hani, we can enhance our skills? Simply learn, do some exercise projects, take one project, try to do it, take some courses. This will help you a lot to enhance your planning skills. Okay, the second thing, do you have some time? Because before commit yourself to a task in the planning field, you need to be sure that you are going to fulfill your promises. Working as a freelancer is based on trust. So if someone gives you one job and you missed the deadline or the quality of your work was not 100%, nothing 100%, let's say 95%, then you are losing your reputation. And this is all based on trust between you and the other parties and the word of mouth. The word of mouth means that some client you did for him or her a planning task in a freelance basis, and they like your work, they found you committed to your deadlines, then they can recommend you to another client. So the second thing, you need to be sure you are having some good time. The third thing is the trust. How they trust you or how they will know you. Okay, in order to do a freelancing tasks, especially in the planning field, the planning is a sensitive work. It is not easy to be reviewed by others. Once you did a time schedule, especially if it is a complicated time schedule, no one can really review it from a company which don't have planning engineers or something like this. So they need someone they can trust. They need someone they can give him or her the job and be sure that this person will do the job in the perfect way. So you need to build the trust. But you can ask me, Hani, how can I build the trust? I don't know the clients. You can build the trust by doing your job excellent in your company. So your consultant will be sure that you are a good planning engineer. Your client will be sure that you are a good planning engineers. Your colleagues will find that you are a good planning engineers. Then they can, starting from this point, they can recommend you to another clients. So we agreed about three main things you need to consider if you would like to work as a freelancer. First thing, your level of expertise. that you are capable of doing the task. The second thing, your free time, that you can do the task on a reasonable time, which is acceptable by your client. The third thing is you having some trust between you and your potential clients. If you can work on these three things, you will find that there are many opportunities for freelancing jobs in the field of the planning. For example, myself, some companies, they send me a Hani, we have a problem with our clients. We have a planning engineer team, but we don't know how to get our baseline approved. So can you help us to create a baseline from scratch and get it approved from our client? Then we can take it from here and go on. Okay, this is one task I usually get it. The other thing in the claims. Some companies come to me, Hani, we have a claim, we have these scenarios, we would like to prepare a claim. Can you help us? And of course, I help them trying to achieve the best scenario from their claims. The other thing could be, okay, we have a medium-sized project or a small project. We need you to do the baseline and the weekly update and the monthly updates. And this is, I think, in my opinion, this is the future of this opportunity is growing, because when we have a COVID pandemic and we are all locked up and working from home, the companies start thinking, oh, the work is going on. Nothing wrong with it. We can do it from distance, we can do it from home, we can do it even from another country. Right now, I'm managing project in another country. No problem. From a planning point of view, no problem if you can manage things. So in my expectations, the market of the freelancing will grow in the field of the planning. To be honest with you, let's say 5-6 years ago, it was impossible for someone to say, I will work as a planning engineer for a project from home or from another country or distance or in a freelance basis. They will find it very difficult. They say, no, we need you physically to be here and we need to see your face every day. But now things are changing, because from a company point of view, they are saving a lot of money. They don't have to pay for a planning manager salary. They don't have to pay for a senior planning engineer salary and junior planning engineer salary. This is the normal hierarchy of a planning team. For a big project, they can just hand the job over to a specialized company and they will do it in a very low rate comparing to these three salaries. Also, in the medium-sized and the small-sized projects where the company don't have planning engineers, but they still need to do some planning tasks. And now the company are understanding the benefits and what they will get from the planning. So they are focusing on having some good planning. And in order to make a good planning, it cannot be done by one person. It is not one-man show. You need to have some communication between you and your team, and you have some really managerial skills in addition to the senior and junior skills. So the company start thinking now, okay, we can hire someone in a freelance basis to do these things for us. And it's working. And I'm not talking from a perspective where I'm expecting things. I'm telling you what is really happening with me, where I have already project, I'm doing it as a freelancer, and it is working. So if you would like to join the coming potential for planning engineers in the market of the freelancers, be prepared. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. First of all, be sure that you are skilled enough. Second thing, be sure that you have time and you can commit whatever you will promise. Third thing, trying building trust between the companies. And of course, I'll be happy if any of you as a company would like to do any freelancing jobs in the field of the planning, if I have time, because usually I don't accept any new job unless I'm having a dedicated team for it or a dedicated time for it. So I hope you will find this lesson useful to you. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer it for you. See you in the next lesson.